All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at lesson 12-1, quadrilaterals. And in today's lesson, quadrilaterals, this word has the prefix quad, which means 4. So all of the figures, all of the shapes that are in this lesson are going to be quadrilaterals. They're all going to have 4 sides. So let's take a look at the first problem that we have right here. This figure is a rectangle. Yes, it is. It's a rectangle. But it is not a square. Not a square. And it's asking us why. Why is it not a square? Well, let's take a look at the definition of a rectangle and the definition of a square. A rectangle. It has 4 right angles. A rectangle is a special parallelogram. So a rectangle has 4 right angles, and it's also a parallelogram, also a quadrilateral, and it's also a polygon because there are no gaps. We have closed edges here, okay? And it's closed and it's not like a bubble or organic like what we see right here in this example. A square has 4 right angles and all sides the same length. A square is a special parallelogram. It is a combination of a rectangle and a rhombus. Again, a rectangle and a square both have 4 right angles. But what's different about them is that in the definition for square, it says that all sides are the same. Not all sides are the same in a rectangle. So a rectangle is not a square. A rectangle is not a square because all sides are not equal. So, a rectangle is not a square because all sides are not equal. On to the next one. Write as many special names as possible for each quadrilateral. Well, here's this first quadrilateral that we have right here. And again, we're focusing our attention on this rectangle, okay? It's a rectangle. It's also a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a quadrilateral, right? Quadrilateral is one of the special names of this figure. One of the special names. It is also the name that we know, that we're most familiar with, a rectangle. But it is also a parallelogram. And a parallelogram has 2 sets or 2 pairs of parallel lines. My top and bottom are parallel. Top and bottom are parallel. If I extend these lines, they're going to stay the same distance apart from each other. Okay? My top and bottoms are going to stay the same distance apart from each other. They're not going to get closer, they're not going to get further apart, and they're not going to intersect. My left and right sides on the rectangle are parallel. Parallel. Left and right. They're going to stay the same distance apart from each other. They're not going to get closer, they're not going to get further apart, and they're not going to intersect. They're parallel. So a rectangle is also a parallelogram. Okay? And then the last one is a polygon. A rectangle is a polygon. There are no gaps here. The gate has not been left open like we see in this picture right here. We have a gap. The gate's been left open. The fence has a missing part or section. Everything is closed. This is a polygon. So a rectangle is a polygon. Let me erase that S. A parallelogram, a rectangle, and a quadrilateral.